Hi, this is Daniel Hutchins, and today we are going to be doing another Marvel Insider check-in. So today's Marvel Insider check-in is the Marvel Insider check-in of 2/10/21. So the points so far that I have right now is 34,646 points and 101,154 points. And the last time I was on Marvel Insider was back on 1/29/21. So there's probably been a lot of updates since the last time I was on, so I'm just going to go on, read a few activities, and I'm just going to let you guys kind of just sit back and relax and listen to what I have to say. So without further ado, let's go on with the articles. Okay, so first we have to find some articles, and then I'll read you some articles. Okay, so the first article that I'm going to be talking about is stuff that has to relate with the TV show we know as WandaVision. Okay, WandaVision. Evan Peters arrives as the latest Westview resident. Okay, so WandaVision has decided to recast Pedro. Okay, so don't you hate when you have a long-lost family member who shows up out of the blue to crash on a couch and totally disrupt the flow of everyday life? Well, playing off on this classic sitcom trope, the clear-cut situation for comedy, and at the end of episode 5 of Marvel Studios' WandaVision, on a very special episode, doorbell rings. Wanda Maximoff is shocked to see who's standing there. Could it be? Is it? No way. Standing from the other side, in full Hawaiian shirt and leather jacket glory, is Pedro Maximoff, played by Evan Peters. As Dr. Darcy Lewis notes from the Sword base outside of Westview, this isn't who we think it is. She recast Pedro, she says, flabbergasted. From the looks of it, yeah, but that's exactly what Wanda did. She recast Pedro for the latest episode of WandaVision, once again playing into a familiar pattern of sitcoms of yesteryear, simply replacing a character without much of a fuss. Well, that's all pretty good, so at least she's kind of just surprised, but she's not like going crazy or anything, that's good. But trying to wrap your head around what's going on, just like the popsicle, sorry Vision, you're not alone. As head writer, still can't believe this is really happening either. We love the idea of bringing them back, Marvel said, and then we were like, how in the world are we going to make this make logical sense? Like, how do we justify this? Because that's the thing, you can hatch a million great ideas, but to make them land, to make them be grounded, to make them feel organic to the larger stories. Okay, so the idea to do this came early on from Schaefer and executive producers who have determined to make this work. This show is such a mind scramble, and because it's working on so many different levels, there's so many notions of what's real and what's not. But then there's the performance and cast and audience and fandoms and all that sort of thing. But we just sort of thought that it would be the biggest thrill to bring Evan over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, so the whole idea was easier said than done, they said, but we thought, like, how do we give him this entrance and then enjoy it, and then make it crazy? And we have long had this idea of a trope of the brother or the relative or whoever comes to town and like stirs things up with the family. That sitcom trope. Yep. So right from the get-go, Peters was up for it. We were rooting for it so long and didn't know it would be possible, they explained, but it was complicated to make it happen. Evan was always up for it. It's like always, 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 always. He is a comic book fan and Marvel fan, so he's always up for the absolute weirdest options. He's a pleasure, truly a pleasure to work with. Everybody was really excited. I think Kevin Feige, Marvel Studio president, wanted to make sure that there was a reason for it. And it made sense. And I hope that's what we did. By what's going to happen next, we're all just going to have to tune in and find out. You can catch on with the brand new episodes of WandaVision on Fridays on Disney Plus. With more information on Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4, you can also go to Marvel.com and find more details about those sorts of things. So anyway, I'm going to be doing another article, since they probably, like I said, have like lots and lots of new stuff on here, and it's been like a few weeks since I've actually last checked on Marvel.com, so yeah. We just have to find something. Okay. Well, yeah, a lot of these things, I'm probably some of these things I'm actually gonna probably do in my spare time, but I want to try to also fit in some stuff for Marvel Insider check-ins. Okay, next thing we're going to be talking about is the 1970 origins of Morbius the Living Vampire. We revisit the Doctor's early days with Morbius Bond of Blood #1 from The Amazing Spider-Man. Number 101 Fazzy Smile Edition, reprinting of the ritual's arrival of the old Fangster, we know as Morbius. And with Morbius Bond of Blood #1, an ominous one-shot you can really sink your teeth into. Okay, so there's a really cool picture down below. And Morbius's early days in the swinging 70s offered up some of the most amazing anecdotes for his vamping, and since we're in the vein, we have what we have to say, head down memory lane, and highlights a few of his wildest way out wonders of the stories that proved Marvel wasn't batty by telling them. Okay, so there was a time where Morbius actually once battled the X-Men. But then there's also a link down below, and it's for The Amazing Spider-Man 1963, number 101. You could read that on Marvel Unlimited. Next you have Marvel Team-Ups. So, if you guys grew up in the 70s, you'd know that there were like a lot of Spider-Man team-ups, right? Okay, so there's Spider-Man and the Human Torch. Also did it with Morbius and Marvel Team-Up 1972, number 3. And then also in Marvel Team-Up 1972, number 4. Which is actually really pretty cool. So then you could also see Professor Xavier and his old pals Iceman, Angel, Marvel Girl, and Cyclops, the first X-Men, also in those stories as well, which is actually pretty awesome. But then Morbius met many monsters on a mountain, which we also see hit onto the stands in 1976 with the Marvel premiere 1972, number 28. Which is basically like Marvel premieres are really special back then too. But then this was Marvel premiere Legion of the Monsters, but it's all about Morbius. So it's actually pretty neat. So then you also have other monsters show up. You have Man-Thing and Ghost Rider, and you also have the Werewolf, and they're all on the story for the book from the 70s that followed with Morbius, which I kind of thought, just looking and taking a glance at it, I thought it was like one of the coolest books I've ever probably laid my eyes on. And then again, Morbius has also won the heart of alien princesses. Also, so then Marvel has also had a 2-in-1 in 1974, number 15. Where also when Morbius made the mistake of attacking Alicia Masters and had a battle with the Thing. And then, of course, it follows up from that with Tales to Astonish, 1959, number 49. Also mixing up with the mix of Giant Man. Okay, so those books are also on Marvel Unlimited. And then, of course, yeah, so those are just a couple of the craziest and most wildest Morbius appearances in the 1970s. So if you guys happen to know anything about 1970 origins of Morbius the Living Vampire, make sure to drop them down in my comments below, because I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, guys, because I don't make these videos just for you to listen to them. I kind of want you guys to kind of also communicate on like what information other people can learn. So like I know like you learned stuff from me, but I'm saying you guys have to kind of communicate on YouTube. It's a social media platform after all, so just remember that, guys. Just remember, the more comments you have on my videos, the more fun the experience is going to be. So I'm probably going to be doing one more article and then I'm going to wrap this up, but I just got to find something real quick for y'all. Okay, so the last article I'm going to be talking about in this article discussion for Marvel Insider Check-In is going to be Discover the Marvel Universe Without the Avengers and New Heroes Reborn titles. Okay, so of course there's been some heroes that we knew, like Hyperion. His origin revealed and more of exciting one-shots coming in May. Okay, so we have Marvel Universe has been reborn by Mastermind creators Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness, come Heroes Reborn #1, which is a bold new vision of the world you knew, spinning out of the epic work of the Avengers Heroes Reborn, which will answer that question of what the Marvel Universe will look like if the Avengers had never assembled. Which is an exciting twist, but then it also kind of sets the groundwork for this unpredictable future. Okay, so Heroes Reborn Hyperion and the Imperial Guard was done by writer Ryan Scatty and Michelle Bendini. The teenage Hyperion's cosmic quest with Shi'ar friends near their end, but none of the young heroes are ready to say farewell. But a quick mission of the Negative Zone sounds like a pretty good coda to the storied Fellowship, but what awaits Hyperion is Gladiator and the rest of its horror and agony beyond the wildest nightmares. Okay, so then, yeah, that is just some of just the introduction to the book, and there is a big picture down below. So then, in the thought-provoking Heroes Reborn, Peter Parker, the Amazing Shuttlebug, and other characters also show up as well. Magneto and the Mutant Force. You have other heroes that show up as well. So, Young Squadron. You have Siege Society. So like I said, it's a big event that's going to be happening for this year. So if you guys have any other comments or anything you want to share below, please drop them down below. I'd love to hear some more comments. And long story short, guys, I'm going to try to keep the Marvel Insider check-ins to be about like 3 activities per video. Just because I kind of have a lot of other hobbies I like to do kind of on the side. So I like to kind of fit some time in for that too. So yeah. You guys are still going to be like, going to get lots of content. But like I said, it might not be every day you're going to get content. Just kind of forewarning you that you're not going to get content probably every day, but you're probably going to get some content every other day. So then you guys who are my subscribers can try to make sure you keep up with what I have next in my channel. So again, you guys, if you like my content, please hit a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay. But then also, please subscribe down below. I have a subscribe button, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so like you can actually be able to check out the rest of my other content. And you guys make sure you have a nice day then. And I'll probably do some videos maybe this weekend. And I'll see you then. Okay, bye.